Okay, so YouTube is telling me that it's live, but it's not showing me any image. That's not good. It's not what I want to see. Okay.
I can see it. We're good.
Okay.
It is showing Killian Sattler.
Then it's only being stupid to me.
Ah.
Well, all right. So let's start the stream. Greetings, Rummies, and welcome to RumRum.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing. And today, once again, with the Assetto Corsa Friends and their 911 races. With me this time, other than on the first race at Donington Park, is the man with the voice of 1,000 angels, Cody. How are you, mate?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. I am sorry that you missed me during round one, but I am here. No scheduling conflict this time, and I'm very, very excited for this round here at Laguna Seca. It's going to be a blast. We're racing in the 911 GT3 Cup, the brand new one, and we're looking at some pretty tight racing up here at the top of the grid.
Yep, let me find it and I will be able to show you what their standings are since after the first race. So we're seeing a lot of names that we already saw in the first season, like Piven, Zatla, and Soule. And yeah, if you missed it, it was a very interesting two races on in Donington, with the second being a little bit too aggressive for my taste, and I discussed that with the makers of the series, and they said, well, if nobody protests, they're not gonna start sending penalties right and left. So as far as I saw in their Discord, nobody protested. They all took it like men and women. I think it's only men, and did not protest. So that's where we are right now.
Robin's racing.
To those, yeah, true that. To those that are coming here for the first time, let me tell you that this series works with a fixed setup. The only thing that the drivers can change is the brake bias and the pressure of the tires. Everything else, including the fuel, is fixed. So you have to come you have to have enough fuel or to survive with the fuel that they give you, which normally is not a problem.
Speaking of problems, Alfie Bevan, who has been the current championship leader after round one, and I believe he won the championship last year, if I remember correctly. He certainly placed quite well, if my memory serves. But he is actually unable to connect to the server. He's been having some technical issues that has been keeping him, at the very least, out of qualifying and maybe out of race one altogether.
Yeah, that's we've been seeing it all the time already on practice, and now in qualifying he's being kicked by the system. And we've all taken a look, and we've all told him what he should look after, and from what we see and from what he's answered to us, he's got everything correctly. So we don't know what's going on here.
Indeed, and you know, it's kind of a similar thing in sim racing to, you know, if you get to the track and you find that your engine won't start, you know, you don't know what it is, you don't know, you know, what the issue is, but you've got to take it back in the garage and see what's wrong, and you know, maybe you don't get to, you know, race at that outing. And unfortunately, it looks like Alfie Bevan's just kind of suffering that, and he'll work on it and hopefully be back. If not for race 2 later on today, then he'll be back for the next round. But that's going to be a big kick in the championship standing points. And we'll have to see if he can come back from that. But yeah, he's definitely not made qualifying, and yep, we see him getting kicked from the server again.
I'm pretty sure that Sasha is helping him all the way, and the others, and it's surprising because he was saying in Discord or in the chat that he raced yesterday. With the same configuration he's trying today, so
yes,
something strange.
GT1 championship, Alfie Bevan has entered in that with AC Friends, and he was able to enter and race and complete the race with no technical issues. But today he just woke up and the server said no, and so he's going to have to try to work that out with the race organizers and get his computer up and running and in line with the server. But right, for now, looks like Soule has qualified in first and will be starting on pole. It's Daniel Soule. He is in
no, Blanc. At least my system shows Blanc as
I'm looking at the live timing.
Okay.
Looks like Daniel Soule did a 1 minute 24.958 as his. I'm sorry, 1 minute 24. 1 minute 24.958 as his best lap and last lap.
Because Assetto Corsa here is saying that Blanc did 1:25.713, and that's why he's putting him at first.
I don't quite know why that's saying that on
and what I don't know is why Blanc is on stored time, as if he would have left the server.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to tell you on that one. I'm looking at the Assetto hosting live timing, which is the official live timing for the server.
Strange. It may very well be that that the server is not being kind today to the drivers. Bevan having problems, Blanc not being shown on the live timing.
Hey, we have. There we go. Post qualifying during the 3-minute countdown here, Alfie Bevan has gotten into the server. He'll be starting at the back because he did not set a qualifying time, but the championship leader is here.
Hopefully here to stay.
Hopefully here to stay. But yeah, he's not got any warm-up laps or practice laps or anything. He's been spending most of his time just trying to get in, and so he's just kind of along for the ride at the moment. But he'll have to kind of, he won't be learning the track, but he'll be getting more accustomed to the track as it goes. Getting his practice in the first few laps, and then after that, I expect he'll turn it on, and we'll start to see him fly through this field.
While this is a special version of Laguna Seca, but only because it has more pit spots than the standard Laguna Seca. Everything else is the same, and Laguna Seca is quite a well-known track, also within Assetto Corsa and sim racing. So,
absolutely. Got some very pretty cars here. A lot of custom liveries in this championship, which is awesome to see. We love that. And right now, it's just kind of waiting until we can begin. 30 seconds left until we are on the grid.
Really? Because it's showing overtime on my system, and not the usual countdown.
Yeah, it's showing me the countdown time, and then said countdown is also on the live timing, I think. Actually, I'm not seeing it there on the live timing, but I am seeing it on my screen. There we go. All right.
Now it shows 5 minutes.
Yes, this is now the 5-minute countdown to the race. We had a wait time countdown. That's where you get to, put your final race setup on, get the last bits of trim in, and then we have a countdown.
Run to the loo, and because you're not gonna be able to do it in the next 1.5 hours.
Precisely. But yeah, Bevan is in. Killian Sattler was able to put down a pretty decent time. He'll start in second on the grid, and that's going to be an interesting one for him because he is second in the championship behind Bevan, and so now he's starting with a pretty good head start on him. Not to be counted out is Daniel Soule in the number 96 Bang & Olufsen car. That's the blue and white that you'll see. And he is third in the championship. He got a lot of practice in the previous season of Porsche 911 Supercup with AC Friends, as did all three of these drivers, to be honest with you. But Saule's right there at the top with them. And honestly, it is anybody's guess as to who's going to win this championship. We are very, very early on in all of that, and I'm excited to see. This is, as we mentioned, the moment where the drivers are, getting a snack, getting a drink, going to the bathroom and hurrying back, the pit stop before the race, and, gearing up for this race. It's a lot of preparation that they've done, a lot of practice to get to this point. The series started off with 30 some odd entrants. Now there's 26 on the championship standings after round one. There's only 14 drivers entered today, which is a lot fewer than we were looking for seeing. But let's see. Serta, I just checked. Sound is good on the stream, I think. We can hear game audio and certainly me. I'm not quite sure if I could hear you, but go on ahead and say something, I suppose. Oh, now I'm just hearing myself back to me. But
yeah, I checked. In Windows, you can set up 15 places where you can set up the sound, and I had forgotten to open the sound up in my control computer at place 14. So
I see. I think I may actually be a little loud on the stream, just a little bit,
okay,
compared to you.
Luckily, this is one of the things that is easily changed.
Absolutely. We are just over a minute to green. Excited to see where this race goes.
For everyone, for anyone new to this series, it's always composed of 2 races of 40 minutes. The second race has a reverse entry to to the start from the 10th on. So the 10th in this race will become the 1st in the second race, and the 1st will become the 10th. And as we said, they are running on fixed setups. 15 seconds to go. And let's see how they survive the first corner, because that one's difficult enough.
Indeed, going through the corkscrew is going to be very exciting. And green.
There's the race.
Bevan gets a drive-through penalty for a jump start.
Oh, great. He's gonna love that. And now we come... Okay, it seems everyone has quite survived the first corner, which is always difficult. Exactly, the Andretti hairpin. By the way, Laguna Seca doesn't have many names for the different corners.
Yeah, a lot of them are just kind of, you know, hey, it's turn 6.
Yeah,
you know, that's
exactly.
what we just went through now. This is the Rahal Straight, named after, I believe, Bobby Rahal.
Prochaska has gone off.
Oh, yes. Prochaska, big off around, you know, around the entrance to the Rahal Straight. Pardon me. But that is definitely not how they wanted to start that off.
And it seems that he had a little bit of argy-bargy with Chabrol and one other that I was not able to discern.
Indeed, but it looks like they've all gotten back on the grid now. It looks... Ooh, bit of a slow exit for Cabral and Ricciero coming out onto the pit straight.
And we have Blank, North, Soule as places 1, 2, 3 after the first lap.
Indeed, Sattler following close behind in 4th.
Bevan already in 6th. Ah, well, but he still has to serve the drive-thru, I suppose.
Indeed. He'll have a limited number of laps that go by before, you know, he'll be penalized or disqualified further if he does not serve that. So we'll start to see him take that in the next few laps.
Or else.
Indeed. Coming around lap 2 here. Going through the corkscrew for the second time of many.
Corkscrew is always a great place. I've always liked Laguna Seca.
Absolutely, you get to see your, or get to feel your stomach drop out from under you as you go over that.
Yeah, and I think that Bevan is serving his drive-thru.
Yes, Bevan has come into the pits. And we'll start to see him drop back as we are now. Yeah, unfortunate start for Bevan, but I'm sure he's just glad to be out on the track. A whole lot better than he was before.
Yep.
Yeah, Bevan has now
and
taken
Blanc
his drive.
Trying to get for the first place, but no, it doesn't. It doesn't stick.
North is in the lead. Blanc very, very close behind, letting him know he's there, certainly.
North, Blanc, Soule, Sattler. Not much of a difference. And at number 5 we have Mr. Tennyson. So yeah, it's most of the names. I mean, Mr. Blanc, I think it's new, but Soule, Sattler, Tennyson, those are names that we already saw on the first season of this race series, and they were already quite at the top, so it's no surprise that we see them again.
These top 5 all very close together, forming a line as they go through, content to follow each other. So you got to make it through all of this, but it's a Porsche Cup race. This is a sprint for sure. These guys are going to be driving flat out pretty much all the way through. The one thing that you do have to worry about is tires, because taking a pit stop in this, not the best strategy. And you only get so many. You only get so many tires, pardon. And so these drivers are going to try to make these tires last, but other than that, they're driving, they're going to drive hard, and they're going to drive against each other. You're definitely going to see some contact as we go through.
And pit stops are not planned, so
no.
The drivers are expected to drive through the whole 40 minutes. And Blanc taking back the first place, but...
Ooh, potentially Noth maybe takes that inside line. Oh, Blanc gets a little bit of overspeed, and Blanc is your new leader.
Now. No, okay. So Blanc makes it stick. Oh, and
Noth goes very wide, going out into the grass, loses his bid at first and all the way down into 5th. Soule, Sattler, and Thunison all running past him.
That's something that can easily happen at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I said not to, count Soule out of this, that it wouldn't just be a fight between Sattler and Bevan. Well, Bevan's still got to work his way on up through there. He had that big penalty. Ooh, big collision. Oh, it looked like I saw a big thing pop up in my live timing of Metz, Ricciero, Girards all getting together. It didn't look like it was too bad. I think they just kind of bunched up there in the tight corner before the pit straight.
Still not something that you want to do.
No, certainly not. Certainly not this early in the race. You've got a whole lot of race to run. You've got to save your car. You do not want to be playing bumper cars just yet. There will be time to play bumper cars, but it's not yet.
And while we were discussing the small accidents and bumps that they had, Blanc made the fastest lap of the race.
Indeed, Blanc now out ahead of Soule, ahead of Sattler, ahead of Thunison, and getting very, very close there. Sattler is putting the pressure on Soule in the battle for second. But as it is, whoa, very close. Soule being a little bit slow for Sattler's taste, and they almost got contact through, I think that was turn 8. Definitely not a place where you want that to happen.
Off.
Yep, Riguero gone off. Bevan overtakes him. That was through the corkscrew. That can be a tricky spot on these rear-engined Porsches.
Okay, Blanc, Soule, Sattler, Thunison, Girards in 6th, Bevan in 9th. Let's see how this continues.
Sattler very, very close behind Soule, almost to the point of drafting him. He's got his lights on. He's got the overspeed. He's staying behind him. He doesn't make the pass attempt just yet, but now Sattler did a slightly better line than Soule. Is he going to try? He's looking towards the outside. Maybe not.
Until the next corner.
There we go. Got a very, very aggressive line. Passes him on the inside. Yeah. Sattler is now in second. Ooh. Sattler going very wide. Thunison coming up the inside. Passes Soule. Maybe passes Sattler. They're alongside each other through the corkscrew. Sattler goes very, very on the inside. Ooh. Round rainy curve here. Thunison easing off a little bit. Sattler going in the dirt.
Losing control.
Oh, Sattler sliding through the dirt. Very happy that he did not hit the wall, but oh man, he loses second. Down all the way into 5th. Incredible fight here. Not how Sattler wanted that to turn out. But now Soule and Thunison. Soule's maybe seeing if he can get that back. He's looking towards the outside around the Andretti hairpin. Coming in now, he's got a very good line out, but Thunison just seems to pull away.
So Thunison was 5th, now he's moved into 2nd place already.
Absolutely.
No surprise here.
Very aggressive few laps from Thunison, and it has paid off. Some risky maneuvers there, but hey, that's Porsche Cup for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tennyson is one of the better drivers here. Not that the others are bad. This series is always full of very good drivers, and Tennyson is one of the better of those. Still, Soule is keeping behind as best as he can. Let's see if he's got a couple of spots in this track where he's better than Tennyson, and then he can come back. Bevan just lost a position. He was about to overtake Zeuf, I think, and now he got the position back. What's going on there?
Ooh, Tennyson had a rough line out of that final corner. Soule had a much better one there alongside. It's a drag race, but it looks like Saule's going to take it temporarily. It's going to come down to the braking zone. He has the inside, but Tennyson's been doing very well. Okay, Tennyson's tucking in. He's got a very good line, but Soule has the physicality to be able to block him.
It's gonna be an interesting fight between those two.
Absolutely. Sattler also getting very close to Noth. He got knocked around a little bit. Oh, Soule and Tennyson got a little bit. They had a touch there, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like those cars are okay, but they just had a little tap there, a little aggressive.
And we're keeping with Soule and Tennyson, as this promises to be one of the most important battles in the next minutes.
Absolutely. I wouldn't count Sattler out. He's battling Noth. Noth is making himself very large to try to keep Sattler out of the way. But if you look at the lap time, Sattler has the pace to pass Noth and get up there with those other drivers, as we have seen, you know, both in previous championships and in the first race. But you know, it is perfectly within Noth's right to block Sattler and make his car as big as possible. But we're going to see if Sattler's going to be able to work his way around as well. Ooh, Sattler has the very good overspeed on Noth. Yeah, he looks to the inside, thinks better of it. But yeah, Sattler can just see ahead. Tennyson and Soule, you know, very close to each other, but they're starting to pull away from Noth and Sattler here. And so Sattler's just saying, "Let me around you. I gotta fight for the podium." But you know, Noth has every right to be where he is, and he's gonna.
In the meantime, Blanc is having, so to speak, a quiet race and is already 1.5 seconds away from Soule. Of course, Soule, Tennyson having this fight helps Blanc as he can pull away from those.
Absolutely, Blanc with the clean open air and a very clean track as well. Looks like you know, our back markers, Cabral, Prochaska, they're not quite to the point of getting lapped, maybe towards the end, but you know, for the most part, all these drivers are pretty close together. I'm hearing myself. But yeah, Sattler and Noth still very close together, starting to be lost by Tennyson and Soule. These drivers are all incredibly skilled. These lap times that they're putting down, you know, in traffic, fighting with each other, are all very impressive. Your best lap in this race has been 1 minute 25.728, and actually 1 minute 25.632 from Sattler actually is your best lap, just barely beating out that 1 minute 25.728 from Soule. But yeah, these drivers are quite quick, and Sattler has the best pace thus far. But not this past couple of laps, because, you know, he can only go as fast as Noth will let him. Because Noth is quick, but he's not as quick as the drivers ahead, although not by much. It's very, very close between all of these drivers here as we've gone through, oh goodness, how many laps now? I know we've got
10 laps.
Yeah, 10 laps. Yeah, we've got about 15 minutes to go, or 15 minutes down, 25 minutes to go.
And I mean, yes, Sattler looks as if he's faster than Noth, but of course, reaching the one in front is one thing, overtaking him is the other.
Most certainly. Thinnison is making a move on Soule. Let's cut to that battle real quick. Oh yeah, Thinnison slams the late braking button and is able to get around Soule. They are on the Rahal straight coming in. Soule's going to see if he can make that work, but with that, it slowed them all down, and Noth is right behind. Sattler is right behind. It's a very, very close four-way battle for second now.
Yeesh.
I would hate to be Thinnison, honestly. He just made that pass, but he's got all these drivers breathing down his neck now because of it.
And let's not forget, they all have the draft.
Ooh, Thinnison goes wide on the outside. Soule looking towards the inside. Oh, it's a drag race.
The last corner is one where you can easily lose control of the car, or at least where your car can get squirrely. So,
Thinnison looked like he was outbraking Soule, but Soule was better on the inside line around the corner. Ooh, getting a little squirrely there. Noth slightly touching the back of Soule, maybe. Sattler's still unable to get around Noth. Noth kind of brake checks him. Ooh! And it looks like Thinnison got a little squirrely and went out on the outside. Soule in front. Noth is alongside of Thinnison now.
Let's see how this goes, because it's a very tight
This is single file through here. Oh boy,
Yay.
Thinnison gets a little squirrely there. That's just the brake Soule needed to get an extra 3 seconds on the drivers, but it's going to compress here as they head into the corkscrew. Wow!
No, there was a touch.
Noth pushes Thinnison out of the way. Thinnison into Sattler slightly. I am very surprised they were all able to make that stick on track. But oh my goodness. Wow, that is Porsche Cup racing at its finest for you. If you're Thinnison, you're pissed.
Yeah.
But Sattler was able to make his way into fourth, Noth in third. Blanc is still in good, clean air. He's making his way around. He had a really slow, really slow Andretti hairpin. And it looks like Soule's able to take advantage of that. He's about a second closer to him now. But Soule gets a little bit of clean air, and now he gets to hot lap and try to get after Blanc. Sattler still trying to get around
take
Noth.
it easy. I mean, he's 5 seconds.
Indeed. Noth got loose on corner exit there. Sattler is able to get alongside Noth for the first time. Sattler going with an early apex to try to get a bit more speed on this straightaway here. We go around, using all the space on the outside.
Yep. Now trying for the inside on the corkscrew, not a good idea.
Yeah, thinks better of it. He's behind, he's gotten closer to Noth. Noth is very good at driving defensively, perhaps at the expense of his lap times, but he's definitely holding on to third. It's working.
Exactly, I mean, defensively or not, he was fourth, now he's third, so hey.
Absolutely. Defense is the best offense.
I mean, every time that we see these cars on the corkscrew, you see how difficult it is to keep them on track, because that corkscrew, there's a reason why it's so infamous.
Absolutely. Around the hairpin here, Sattler's looking towards the outside. Around Noth, he's got a very good line. Slingshots past him.
Yep.
Sattler gets around Noth for the first time. Sattler is in third.
Oh, but they go a little bit wide. Bevan on 7th, by the way.
Oh, yep. Bevan has moved up. He went from the back to mid-pack.
North attacking.
Noth is definitely looking around.
Yeah.
Now it's on Sattler to make himself look big and defensive, but he gets loose on the entrance to the Rahal straight. He's able to outbrake Noth. Maintains a very good defensive line through there. Keeps Noth from taking the racing line and going. Ooh, Noth very, very close to the inside. It gets
and
really
loses
bumpy
to Tennyson.
there. Yes, loses his spot. That's where the Laguna Seca hairpin can really get you. Whenever you go off of the line, and it is a straight drop down there. And
corkscrew, not hairpin, but yeah.
Oh yes, my apologies. The corkscrew. It's a straight drop down, and Noth learned that the hard way. Going off the line is a recipe to upset your car. But Thinnison moves into 4th, and now it's Thinnison's turn to try to catch up to Sattler and overtake.
By the way, Soule already 2 seconds away from this fight.
Sasha
20
Girards
minutes to go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sasha Girards has held on to 6th place pretty much through all of this. Looks like Alfie Bevan is slowly but surely catching up to him, though, and he may be challenging him for that position shortly. Noth has been hanging on in the draft of Thinnison, and as it looks like Thinnison's catching up to Sattler, Noth is catching. It looks like it's going to be another 3-way battle for 3rd now. Just as soon as Thinnison can catch Sattler. Sattler is an amazing hot lapper around this circuit, and honestly any circuit. And so his car is going to be a tough one to catch up to, but Thinnison's really got to try.
And let's not forget, Tennyson is one of the top drivers in this series, so he's when he tries, he at least gets near. We'll see if he's able to overtake, but that's not a fight that is over by far.
Indeed, Thinnison a very good result in the last season of Porsche 911 Supercup. We had a very tense finish to that race, but and it's still a very complicated one as well. But this season, Thinnison is focused. He is ready. He did not do particularly well at Donington, coming out of both races with a grand total position of 13th. And he's looking to improve that here. And so far, he's on good track to do so if he can keep his car on track.
For some reason, Bevan just lost 2 places, but I haven't seen any information on the live timing that he had any kind of accident, so strange.
Yeah, he may have just gotten a little squirrely. It looks like I missed that. But yeah, Bevan down into 9th. He was previously in 7th behind Sasha Girards. He had gotten under 3 seconds behind him. And now he's going to have to get past Ruggiero and Match. Noth again getting quite close to Thinnison, about a half a second away. That's only about 3 or 4 car lengths during these slow sections here. Of course, Doppler effect, it stretches out on the straightaways, but they get very, very close, these drivers, in the slow corners. Sattler getting closer to Soule. Soule as close as he's ever been to Blanc since the start of this race. 1 second behind now. Looks like Blanc may have eased off a little bit on
a little bit too much. Yep.
Yeah. Soule is doing quite well to catch up to Blanc. In terms of lap times, Blanc is not showing up on the live timing. He's showing up on my screen and on your screen, but if you're following along with us, ACF members, if you're following along with us with the live timing, it actually doesn't seem to be including Blanc's position. And so follow along with our stream for the official timing on that, because it looks like ours is accurate.
Yeah, it's at least it's ours is the one that Assetto Corsa delivers us through the server, while the live timing for some reason has Blanc out of the race, and he's not.
Indeed. And so if you are following along on the live timing, just add Blanc in first place there. Just a little bit of like marker on your screen. That's perfect. That's the way to go.
It seems that Blanc now has recognized that he should be getting a little bit more speed, because he is keeping around a second away from Soule.
Indeed, his last lap was 1 minute 25.857. Soule's last lap, 1 minute 25.708. So Blanc's doing better than he was whenever he was in, I guess, power saving mode. But it's not quite enough to catch up to Soule.
So a little bit over 13 minutes to go. We have Blanc, Soule, Zattler, Tennyson in first to fourth, and North quite near to that in fifth.
Blanc able to fend off Soule a little bit. He went from 0.8 seconds behind to 1.1 seconds behind Soule. Soule it is. Sentence structure, Cody. Sentence structure. But the top 5 drivers are all within about a second and a half of each other. And so we're seeing some very, very close driving. 12 minutes 55 left to go in this race.
And the second is a squirrely corner away, and there's many corners on Laguna Seca where you can get quite squirrely. For example, this first one, which is always... I always have difficulties finding the right braking point.
Indeed, it's so important to get the power down. As you can see on this big, long straightaway, any mistake that you make on that corner gets multiplied all throughout. And then you've got this hairpin here as well. This here, it's very curvy, but this counts as a straight. You've got to slow down and then nail this corner. It is, you know, I mean, as is any racing track, it is a series of straights connected by corners. And in order to do well on the straights, you have to do well in the corners. And
yeah, on the other hand, these corners here are always like the corner where we're seeing Blanc right now is always a difficult one. How to find the right place to brake, where to push down the throttle. Oh, did something happen to Zattler?
It looks like it, because Noth is ahead. I think we were talking about how difficult that corner was, and Zattler experienced it firsthand. It looks like he got a little bit squirrely. Noth got ahead of him. Slowed down Tennyson and Noth both. I think to avoid Zattler, but Zattler back down in the 5th. Noth is now knocking on Tennyson's door. He has definitely proven himself throughout the course of race 1 here. Noth has. Ooh, Noth with a very good line out of there.
Very near to Tennyson.
Absolutely, he's in a good position.
Tennyson keeping the inner corner. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Ooh,
very good.
they're
way
side
to
by
hold
side.
on. Ooh. Venison
Good
did
defending.
well as he could to defend there. Yep. Oh, he swung out a little bit. That's less good defending.
North is on the inside.
Yeah, Noth's able
But
to
he cannot make it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yikes.
That had both of us on the edge of our seats there. That was a tricky one.
I mean, been there, done that, crashed into my opponent. Sorry. So... Yikes. North trying again. North always... At least... Oh, Tennyson's car goes very squarely. North, of course, takes advantage of that. But no. He's gonna keep behind Tennyson on the corkscrew. As I said, Laguna Seca is full of corners where you can easily lose control of your car, enough to lose a couple of tenths of a second. And if it's like with North, who is only 4 tenths of a second away from Tennyson, you don't want to lose any tenth of a second.
Absolutely.
And again, Tennyson driving defensively enough.
Oh, got a little bit loose there. Got a lot loose there, and it allows North to take third from him.
Yeah.
He just put a little bit too much power down around the hairpin and lost the back end. He was able to catch the slide and do a stylish drift around there, but stylish, not necessarily fast, and North was able to take advantage.
That hairpin at the end of the day is a double apex. Yeah,
absolutely. Tennyson takes a very good line, gets around North, forces him out. Whoa, carries all the speed. Whoa! North very, very close behind, right on his tail. And Sattler has been able to take advantage of the chaos between North and Tennyson, and he's caught up. It's a three-way battle again.
And one thing that we really have to say is look how close these drivers are racing to each other, and they're not
Bevan
crashing into each other.
Indeed, Bevan had an off around the corkscrew. He's been trying to catch back up right as he was about to pass Metch. He went sliding through the corkscrew and lost the position again, back down into 8th. Been a very, very rough day for Bevan overall.
Now North is a little bit away from Tennyson and getting attacked by Sattler.
Absolutely. Sattler's a very calm driver. He likes it whenever there is a little bit of, I'm not going to say chaos, but whenever he is able to really settle into the track and just drive it, there's really nothing else that can happen around him that will throw him out of his concentration. He is very, very good. Like I've had races with him, specifically Daytona last time around, where he'll be putting in his best laps as he's just telling a story while he's driving. He can absolutely focus in and hunker down and race just with muscle memory alone and put down amazing lap times. And I think we're seeing that there. I think he's settled into a groove. He's always fast, but he's settled into a groove where he's just being consistent. That's enabled him to stay behind North and Tennyson and take advantage whenever they have incidents with each other. And that's how we've seen him stay behind. And there he is, very, very close to the back of both of them.
And to come back to Mr. Blanc, he is still around 1 second away from Soule, so the 5 seconds that he had and where he was slow and lost 4 of those seconds, he was just taking it easy and maybe a little bit too close.
Let's look at Sattler and North real quick. Sattler's looking around the outside of North. They're coming up. He's now switched. He's looking towards the inside around turn 6. Oh, very tough spot to pass, but Sattler, as I said, very calm, stays stable when Noth got a little bit loose around the outside. Noth is trying to outbrake him into the corkscrew.
Oh, Sattler loses
no!
control. Oh, bother.
Oh,
What a pity.
Sattler slides. Oh, man. Sasha Gerards passes. Sattler down into 6th, the worst he's been in this race so far. Oh, my goodness. And as I was singing his praises, unfortunately, Sattler tries to stay on the outside line around Noth and just guns it too hard. And unfortunately, loses it through the corkscrew.
That corkscrew, like we all know, the Laguna Seca corkscrew is infamous, and for good reason. But as I've been saying, there's so many difficult corners here. Like this hairpin is a double apexed, so you always have to be quite careful in taking that one, because if you think after the first apex, oh, okay, now I can floor it, no, be careful, because you cannot. It's more than just a hairpin.
Indeed. Your championship leaders are in an interesting spot, because I mean they've only won one race, or only finished one race to get there, and so it can all very much change.
Two races.
Well, events. We'll call them events.
Okay.
Race 1 and race 2 per
Agreed.
weekend. and then those scores are added up to get your total points. And so this here, race 1 of event 2. And Bevan, Sattler, Soule are 1, 2, and 3. And right now, Soule is in 2nd place. Thinnison, who is 13th, is in 3rd. Blanc, who was in 10th, is in 1st. And so I think we're going to see Blanc move up championship order after this first race. And then Soule, certainly, I think we'll see a new leader with Soule, at least after race 1 here. And Sasha Gerards was in 6th. He is now in 5th, having passed Sattler. And so I think he'll probably maintain that. If not, actually, I think he will move up to probably 5th or 4th, because Polens and Dershka in the number 71 and number 07 are not here. Actually, no. Oh, yes, they are not here. They are indeed absent. And so I think Sasha Gerards will probably move up into a top 5 position.
But let's not forget that there's a second race after this one, so...
Absolutely. It can all change. I'm just trying to establish where the standings will end up after race
especially
1.
Because it's a reverse grid, as they always are here. Ooh.
I was taking a look at Marion Metch and Alfie Bevan. So currently the closest battle as we start to come to a close for race 1. And Metch is defending his 7th position from Bevan, who's trying to, as we've said, maintain some track position. And Metch got very, very loose, got quite sideways up before the corkscrew.
Oof.
Ooh! Bevan, trying to take advantage of a mistake from Metch, makes his own mistake. But Bevan looking towards the inside, getting the draft. He's got slight overspeed on him. Coming around on the inside.
Getting into the inside.
That's a very good line to have through here.
Yeah, I think he's nailed it.
Bevan takes the position from Metch around Andretti hairpin with less than 2 minutes to go. Again, Bevan has definitely not had the race that he wanted to have coming into today. But he's got some practice now. He's moved up. He's passed more than he's, gotten past.
Yeah, let's not forget that he started at absolute last because he was not able to make a time in the in qualifying.
Indeed. What I'm excited for Bevan is he's going to start very near to the front if he finishes here in 2nd because of that reverse grid. Because it's the top 10 drivers all reversed. And so if he hangs back here and he's in 7th, I don't think he'll be able to catch Sattler in a minute. But hanging back here in 7th, he'll start very, very close up. And with all the practice that he's gotten in race 1, ooh, I see a slow driver up front. It looks like lap down car. Yeah, that's Cabral in 12th. Yeah, I think that Bevan's going to be the driver to watch in race 2, certainly. But it looks like Blanc is going to hold on to first. He has absolutely dominated this race pretty much from the start. And it looks like he's going to finish in first, provided there's nothing like wild in this last 30 seconds.
Don't jinx it.
I hear you. Knock on wood.
Oh, see? Blanc goes out.
Blanc goes out a little bit, but he's still got the cushion from Soule. It's going to get a lot closer, but I think he'll still be able to hold him off.
If he gets nervous, he screws up the screw. Nope. The corkscrew, but he didn't.
Alright, this
Soule,
is the
of
final
course,
lap.
smelling the fumes and trying to get near, but
Don't think it'll be enough.
Me neither.
Unless Blanc absolutely screws the pooch on this final corner, which, you know, he's done
can
this corner.
happen.
It can, but it doesn't look like it's going to.
Nope. It looks very much like... Yeah, Blanc first, Soule second.
Denison third.
Let's move to Tennyson. Yes, North. Ooh, Girard's near to North, but not near enough. So North is gonna make fourth. Girard's fifth.
Sattler comes in sixth. Kind of a disappointing position for Sattler. He had made his way all the way up into third, if not, I think maybe second for like just a second. But doesn't look like he's going to take that. And he's going to start in the middle of the pack, so it's not going to benefit too terribly much from the reverse grid next time around. But
what a race.
Your championship leaders after round 1 were Bevan and Sattler, and Bevan and Sattler are in 7th and 6th, respectively.
Yeah.
So pretty even there. The big winner in all of this for championship position was Soule, second. See, the drivers are kind of gritting up for a photo op here. Nice to see. Bevan catches up to them and does similar. This is lovely to see. And they're going to come around the hairpin.
Whee! Just having a little bit of fun.
Absolutely. I took a couple pictures there. I don't know if they're particularly good because I'm doing it live, but I have some nice pictures of them.
We can always ask for the replay and
Indeed.
do them through the replay. So yeah, drivers having fun because while you're racing each other, you hate each other's guts, but after that, hey, let's go for a beer.
See, that's what I tell people whenever I call them names in Mario Kart, and they never seem to get it. Alrighty. Players disconnecting at the end of race 1, and now we'll move on quite shortly into race number 2.
Race number 2, in case you are coming new to this, will be with a reverse grid to what we're seeing right now. So Prochaska will be on 1st and Blanc will be on 10th. Let's see if Blanc can repeat, as he was on 10th at the beginning of this race and ended up 1st. So yeah, these are very interesting races. These are very good races, and it's a lot of fun of watching them.
Absolutely. These drivers are also very, very skilled, and seeing them race in such close quarters and with such competition, it's lovely to see.
Yeah, I mean, while their cars got a little bit squirrely here and there, they were racing quite near to each other, parallel to each other, and still being able to to keep themselves and the cars in a good position. So hey, great driving. Did you get off the server?
Yeah, it did the graphics thing again for me.
Yeah, you're not having a good day with Assetto Corsa.
I'm not, which is really strange because I was practicing yesterday and the day before for the next round of the ADPS series in Assetto Corsa, and it was all just fine. But today it's being weird for me. Alfie and I need to like share a drink together because we're having the same issues. Not the same server issues, but just Assetto Corsa not working today of all days.
I mean, better you having here and there issues today than yesterday, of course.
Well, yeah.
Because the race would have gone differently.
Well, I wasn't racing yesterday.
Ah, no. When was the Daytona race?
Daytona race was a few weeks ago now.
Ah, okay. I thought that was the race that was yesterday. Right, the server saying enough for today. Let's go into the second race. Not yet.
Santiago Ricciero, I believe he finished the first race in 9th, and so he will start in 2nd. And I'm going to take the opportunity to grab a snack real quick. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. So, we're waiting for the server to reset for the second of 2 races here at Laguna Seca with the Assetto Corsa Friends with their Porsche 911 GT3s, which race with a fixed setup. The only thing that the drivers can change in this setup is the brake bias and the pressure on the tires. Everything else is fixed, including the fuel. This is the second season. We already had one great season with very difficult tracks. For the second season, the organizers have chosen not so difficult tracks, although Donington Park was the first race, and that is not an easy track, but still easier than those tracks that we had in the first season. Here, Laguna Seca is also not an easy track, but an easier track than we had in the first season.
I am back with a snack.
Hey, and it rhymes. You're a poet. You're a poet.
Well, these bite-sized 45-minute races are absolutely fantastic for close grid racing, as we saw in race 1. I predict we'll see a lot more of that in race 2, especially with the reverse grid.
Yeah, let's hope that it's not as aggressive as the first race, the second race was at Donington Park, because that got a little bit too aggressive. Many drivers were missing their braking points and driving into each other, and that at some points got nasty. It was not nice to see. I don't think that they were doing it on purpose, but still they were driving so aggressively that they were losing control too easily. All right, 5 minutes till the beginning of the race. And now we see the reverse grid with Blanc at 9th. Wait. Ah, because Noth is not in the server. What happened to Mr. Noth? I hope he can rejoin the server. Would be a pity if he was only able to drive on the first race, because he was quite good on the first race.
Indeed, I don't know if it's an issue with joining or what, but yeah, we're not seeing Noth.
And I'm not seeing any information on him trying to log in and so on. So, Alright, we have a little bit over 3 minutes until the start of the second race. And Mr. North is nowhere to be seen.
Prochaska, Riquero, and Match will be starting first, second, and third, followed closely by Bevan and Sattler. Gerards, Denison, Soule. With the exception of Prochaska and Riquero, Match, Bevan, Sattler, and Gerards, and then like Denison, like they're all, you know, very, very close in terms of pace and lap time, and it'll be interesting to see this start. Based on the times that we've seen in qualifying and the results of race 1, Prochaska and Riquero don't quite have the experience and pace just yet of the drivers behind them. But because there's 2 of them, I think that it's, you know, they'll be able to hold the rest of the drivers off for a while, at least. And we're going to see some very, very close mid-pack racing between these other drivers as they're held up and forced to compete in close quarters with each other. Oh, okay. I have learned from race control that Noth is actually not going to be competing in race 2.
Oh.
He has a scheduling conflict. So he's able to make race 1. And he'll be doing that, but or he did do that. Already happened. But no Noth for race 2.
What a pity, because he was quite good, and we had great fights. 1 minute to go. So, Prochaska, Riquero, Match, Bevan, Sattler, Gerards, Tennyson, Soule, Blanc, and Zev. Let's see how this goes.
Gearing up very close. These drivers kind of saw how this race went in the first one. They know a bit more of what to expect. They've got more practice, more experience around this track than they did starting out. And now, time to go.
Lights are on. And
they're off.
Here goes the second race of today. As always, ooh, couple of cars going off there. Riquero, ooh, lost control. Gerards was in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Yikes, he's gonna be happy.
Oof, not a good turn 1, lap 1 for these drivers, Riquero and Bevan.
contrary to the first race. Yeah.
But
Prochaska able to
race
keep
continues.
the first place for now. Bevan close behind. Match even closer behind Bevan, Zattler, Tennyson, Soule. These names sound familiar.
Oh, Ziu,
Ooh.
very, very wide, going
Yeah.
off into the dirt on Rahal Straight.
And we have the first pass on the corkscrew. Seems that, yeah, most of them survived it quite well. And we are now coming into the start and end straight.
Indeed, Tennyson just touches the dirt on the corner entry there.
Prochaska, Bevan, Zattler match, Tennyson and Soule keeping their places for now.
I think Blanc was able to get ahead of Cabral. Prochaska, very interesting. He's able to hold on across the first lap here.
Barely, but
Bevan
yes.
very close behind. Sattler in third, Metch in fourth. Tennyson in fifth. He's been here at Laguna Seca very accustomed to fifth thus far.
Bevan being happy that
Ooh,
he is
Prochaska
at the
runs
front
very,
now.
very wide.
Ooh,
Bevan
and
passes. Sattler passes.
yeah, what a pity. Bevan and Zattler on the corkscrew and the rest.
Metch and Tennyson got a little bit loose there. They started the slide. They caught it. Saw a bit of a jump from both of those drivers. Battle for ninth is shaping up too. Riguero and Ziu, both making mistakes, but it's a battle of like who's making the least mistakes in that fight. Sattler very close to Bevan now for the lead. A lot of race to run still.
Oh yeah. But it's shaping up to be again a very close racing between many of these drivers, and that's gonna be fun.
Metch is trying to get ahead of Prochaska, both drivers running off wide into the dirt, trying to use all the space, but using a little bit too much. It's actually kept them pretty much where they should be, but Metch is much better around the corner here, around turn 5.
Bevan Sattler still, Bevan trying the inside line.
Sattler around the outside, they're sideways, or they're alongside each other.
And now comes the corkscrew. Ooh, Zattler, that must have hurt. Oof, the way Zattler took the corkscrew must have hurt.
Indeed, certainly not a fast way through there, but he's able to hang on behind Bevan. Wasn't able to get the pass done, but it was worth a shot. There's a four-way battle shaping up between Soule, Tennyson, Metch, and Prochaska. Again, as I predicted, Prochaska's slowing down these drivers who are all, quicker on pace and all very, very able to battle. But Prochaska's making himself quite wide. He had that mistake and lost first and second. Pardon, I did just eat a snack. But they are able to hold on so far as Tennyson and Metch battle with each other. Tennyson trying to get 4th place from Metch. Looks on the outside here, coming around again to turn 5.
And Soule close behind.
Yes, Soule very close behind. Looks like Tennyson's going to hang back a little bit. Maybe he'll try something on the entrance to the corkscrew.
I wouldn't advise it.
Yep, he's looking on the inside now. And Tennyson makes the pass on Metch, but it's not written in stone. Ooh, match got a little bit
getting
squirrely
in the middle
stalled
there.
now, yeah.
And Soule, they touch, but Soule is able to overtake. He makes the pass too.
Excellent driving from Soule, taking advantage of the battle between Tennyson and Metch to get around Metch. And now he actually got away from that pretty handily with only 1 second separating him and Tennyson.
Which is near enough, especially at Laguna Seca, to not lose contact. Metch and Blanc also there, so Bevan already 1 second away from Zatla.
That's the Bevan we know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, on the first race he had the handicap that he was not able to put a qualifying time, and then he was in the middle of the fray, and that didn't help.
Absolutely. Bevan's at his best whenever he's able to get out in front and stay out in front. And finishing where he did with the reverse grid, you know, 7th becomes 3rd, and he was able to get around Prochaska and Ricciero pretty early on, and you know, now it's clear skies for him.
And Zatla 1 second away is really like, it's clear enough. I mean, Bevan not having anybody at front, I don't think he will have anyone to blame but himself. Oh, what happened with Ricciero there?
Off. Looks
Metch lost a little bit on the hairpin.
Yep. Blanc was able to overtake him, and Blanc is now in 6th. Sasha Gerards and Ziu are battling it out. Looks like Sasha was able to temporarily get ahead of Ziu, but Ziu was able to take it back from him. Ziu says, "I don't care if we're fighting for 8th. I am going to defend my line."
Well, of course.
If you want this position, you're gonna have to take it from me. And Sasha Gerards, it looks like he's gonna try. They're alongside each other, coming around into turn 6. Sasha Gerards outbreaks. Oh, Ziu into the back of Gerards.
Right. Ah, that was the reason. Oops. And Ricciero lost control.
Oh, yep. Looks like all by himself too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Metch and Blanc pretty close together, then Soule very close to Tennyson. A little bit more of a gap, but you know, Tennyson is behind Prochaska by about 2 seconds. Prochaska, the underdog, holding on to his reverse grid handicap. He's in 3rd.
Third is good.
3rd is very good. He's got to hold on to 3rd for another 30 minutes if he wants to maintain a podium position. But Prochaska, you know, the very, very different position now than he was at this point in the first race. Prochaska 9th currently in the standings after the first event. Actually ahead of Blanc and Tennyson in points. Prochaska, kind of a new driver, at least a less active one in recent times, if not a new driver, but he's certainly proven himself to be very, very fast in this race here. Did a 1 minute 26.358 as his last lap. I will update you again whenever he puts in another time. Here after this corner, here we go. That looks like a 1 minute 26.057. Fast and getting faster.
Yeah, on the other side, Zatla 2 seconds away from Bevan, which shows that when Bevan has the opportunity and the space, he can really drive better than most of these other drivers, which are no beginners anyhow.
Absolutely. Speaking of Bevan, he made a slight mistake, went off into the dirt just temporarily. Just got a couple of tires off, but it allowed Sattler to regain about 0.2 seconds on Bevan.
Whoa! Match losing a little bit of control there. Oof. Yeah, it's
Blanc
Laguna
is now
Seca.
very close to Soule in the battle for 5th. Coming around the corkscrew. Blanc much more stable than Soule through there. He's very, very close to him now. He could touch him if he wanted to. Some very, very close racing in here.
In a very good position to get the drop on Soule on these, let's call it start and end straight, although it's not really straight. By the way, one thing that I haven't commented, go ahead.
Oh, just Blanc is slowly creeping towards Soule. They're very close, but he's getting even closer.
Let's not forget that Blanc won the race, the first race of today, so.
Absolutely. Blanc has the pace to win, most certainly. He proved it beforehand. But Soule ahead of him is no slouch either. In 3rd in championship standings, and put some mad lap times down in the first race and in qualifying. So these drivers very evenly matched, I would say.
Yeah, one thing that I haven't commented yet is on that, let's call it start and end straight. There is an important altitude difference, just so to speak, in the middle of the straight when you're starting to prepare yourself for the first corner. So not even the start and end straight is easy. Like we see, like these little bump, you're starting to think, okay, how do I take the corner at my speed? And then you get this altitude difference which messes up your braking big time if you don't take it into account.
Absolutely. You feel, going up over the hill, you feel like you can, go a whole lot farther, but then, as you're like facing downhill, it kind of throws off the balance of the car, and so you actually have to brake a little bit earlier than you think you do. But,
and the next corner is a double apex corner, so Laguna Seca is a difficult one.
Absolutely. It's not for the faint of heart. As you can see, we're about to go through the corkscrew. It's a massive altitude drop here. As you can see, whee, down they go.
And ooh, Blanc almost loses it there.
Yep, very, very tricky, even for skilled drivers like Blanc. Denison has been able to catch up to Prochaska. Now under a second behind him for the first time since the beginning of the race. We are now about 25 minutes left to go. And Prochaska has done very, very well to hold on to his position thus far.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget that he was 10th in the last race, and therefore was first here, lost 2 positions quite early, but he's holding on for now to the 3rd. Quite respectable. Especially having people like Soule, Match and Blanc behind him.
Absolutely. Not to mention Denison, who is getting closer, inching ever closer, but not quite there to Prochaska yet.
Oh!
Uh-oh! Sattler spins on the corkscrew again! Oh, goodness, that was not what he wanted to do. Wow. Yeah, the exact same spot that threw him down into 6th position beforehand throws him down into 6th position again.
Yeah, from 2nd to 6th this time. Ugh.
Indeed, you may have seen a car that was off. That is Cabral, who is absolutely like dead last, and so he was just kind of pulling off, I think, for the leaders. Denison now alongside Prochaska, coming around to turn 3 here. Denison slams the door on Prochaska. He's able to pull off the pass. There we go. Denison now up into 2nd place, taking the position that Sattler had less than a lap ago.
And all of a sudden we're getting a storm here. Ay, ay, ay.
I take that's Germany and not Digital Laguna Seca here.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, yes, Germany and not Laguna Seca. Oh, Cabral went out once again.
Oh, yep. 11th place, Cabral.
Yeah, but let's not forget that I think it's once.
Prochaska spins and he's hard into the wall. Turn 10. Prochaska's amazing run holding on to a podium position is unfortunately over. That was a very, very sudden incident there. Through turn 10, that's a very hard braking zone for these cars. With the rear engine, it's really easy to swap ends. He'll now have to carry that car with damage to the end. Certainly not what he wanted that to look like.
No. And we have 22 minutes left, and we have Bevan, Tennyson, Soule, Blanc, Sattler on 1st to 5th. The distance between Bevan and Tennyson is 12 seconds.
Indeed.
Even for Laguna Seca, that's a long, long way.
Sasha Gerard's had probably the worst start he's had in a long time. Worst first corner he's had in a long time. Threw him all the way down into 2nd to last. He is now in 9th, and he's looking to try to pass Ziu in... I believe the 74 car, and yeah, Sasha Gerard's very, very, very close behind Ziu in the white-faced 74 car, and they're coming around. Sasha Gerard's actually losing a little bit of time, but it looks like he's going to be able to... Oh, nope. No, he's losing even more time. Ziu is able to hold him off.
Yeah, let's see how they take this curve into the start and end straight.
Coming around the Andretti hairpin.
Gerard's trying to find a hole.
But Ziu is not really giving him any. He's definitely running defensive. Oh, there's one. Sasha Gerard's around the outside. It's really
Ziu
tough
has the
to pass
inside.
around the outside here.
Yeah. Although if he now does the turn, no.
He gets a better line through, and he's able to hang on right behind Ziu. Brakes a little bit earlier than Ziu does. Gets a very, very aggressive, very good slingshot. And Gerard takes 8th.
But let's see. Oh, Prochaska going out, and Ziu touches Gerard's.
Yeah, absolutely. And just as Prochaska, had an incident as well, and now it's a 3-way fight here. Prochaska trying to hold on to 7. Gerard's into the side of Ziu, sends him off into the dirt. Goodness, that was like a shove.
Yeah.
Rubbin's racing, but man, that was really, really rough. It felt almost deliberate. But Sasha Gerards does maintain 8th. Ziu now 3 seconds behind him. Prochaska still in 7th. He didn't lose positions, but didn't gain any either with that incident. But yeah, Gerard's definitely shoving. Uh-oh, Thennison spins hard on the Rahal straight, and he was into the wall. Thennison down from 3rd into 5th.
And Blanc didn't even have to fight.
No, he didn't. But he has now quite the overspeed on Soule, Daniel Soule. Oh, Gerard's passes Prochaska. A lot going on at once here on this Laguna Seca track. But Gerard's is into 7th. Oh, and Gerard spins! Sasha Gerard spins. Ziu goes right past him. Wow.
God in heavens. And let's keep the fight between Blanc and Soule also in our sights, because...
Absolutely, that's certainly shaping up. Blanc and Soule battling it out. Using all the space, they're both trying to run different lines than each other, try to find something that works and stick with it.
Finding something that works at Laguna Seca can be difficult.
Absolutely.
We are hypnotized by this battle between Blanc and Soule.
Absolutely. I mentioned before, these are two very, very closely matched drivers in terms of both pace and racecraft, and they know what to do. They know when to pull the trigger. We have 17 minutes left to go in this race. I have to wonder if they're gonna, battle it out and try to pursue Bevan for the win, or if they're just kind of gonna run with each other and pull the trigger at a later date and then fight it out, or if they're going to go at it here in this lap or the next one. I don't know, but right now Blanc's running a little bit slower than we've seen him be able to. Soule as well, but let me tell you that their last lap time, Soule ran a 1 minute 25.624. Blanc ran a 1 minute 25.649. These drivers are within 0.02 of a second of each other.
Well, we know that these are very good drivers here. And corkscrew.
Uh-oh, Sattler off at the Rahal straight. He spun it. He was in 4th briefly. Thennison passes. But yeah, Sattler not having as good of a race 2 as he had hoped. I'm sure, after race 1, he was hoping he could make it a bit better, but it's just kind of been middling. Fantastic pace, but just a lot less consistent than he'd like it to be.
Blanc very near to Soule.
Oh,
let's see what is happening there. He's on the outside.
Blanc outbreaks Soule. Soule has the inside line though.
Yeah, but
I think Blanc braked too late.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
he's
now
alongside
he's got the
him
inside
still.
line. So
yeah, the outside becomes the inside line. Soule diving down. They're still alongside each other. Oh, Blanc lets out a little bit just to let Soule by. Yeah, it's easier. It's a whole lot better to live another day than to die trying.
Yeah, and we saw in the other corner that Soule was trying to get into. He saw that Blanc was on the inside, and he relented. So the signs of very good driving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these guys know when to fight and when to be a bit more conservative and save yourself. to finish first you must finish.
Yeah. But of course this fight has not ended. It's just a little truce for the moment.
Indeed, Blanc just has to catch back up to Soule, and then it'll be back on. I had postulated a couple of laps ago if we were going to see them, you know, team up and you know, try to catch up to Bevan, if they were going to, you know, just hang around and then go at it in the last couple laps, or if we would see them go at it in the next lap or two, and it was definitely that final option. They're going at it.
Which of course gives space to Bevan to now be 19 seconds away from second position. And Blanc is at it again, of course. Oh, Soule loses control of the car. And Blanc gets the second position without a big fight.
We haven't seen that many incidents at turn 5. I think that was the first one that we've seen of a driver spinning. But yeah, Soule unfortunately took a little bit too wide a line through there. Got it off in the grass. Oh, and Blanc spins at the end of the corkscrew. Holy cow! Soule takes back second. And
he spins once again, trying to rejoin.
Spins one more time.
Yikes.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Sattler spins. Sattler's loose now.
What the heck is going on there?
Whoa. Somebody dumped oil all over the track or something,
yeah.
But none of these drivers are able to go through. Wow. Holy. I am speechless. Wow. Yeah.
So Soule is now second.
Indeed.
Tennyson third.
Wow. Yeah, Soule spun at turn 5, and that allowed Blanc to pass, and then Blanc spun at the corkscrew, and that allowed Soule to pass, and then Sattler spun as well, probably slowing down to avoid Blanc. And then Tennyson and Metch were able to pass, and now it's Bevan, Soule, Tennyson, Metch, Sattler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything got very shaken up very quickly there. Wow.
Whew. But that means, of course, that Bevan is now 23 seconds away. 23 seconds away from the second.
Indeed. Sattler now, unfortunately, having spun 3 times, he's in a battle for 4th with Metch, but also Blanc is looking on the inside. Blanc got very, very close to the back end of Sattler at the entrance to the corkscrew. And it looks like we're going to see another fight between Blanc and Sattler here. I don't think there's too many drivers who haven't fought with another driver. Like, if you just name 2 drivers on this field, they've been near each other at some point in the race.
Yep. Although it's strange that they're having so many issues, because we know these to be very good drivers, and of course drivers who've been practicing on Laguna Seca for the whole week. So it's strange, but
the pressure is on.
First of all, that second, Laguna Seca is a difficult track, and one that doesn't excuse any errors. So
I think Bevan actually spun a little bit. He's got very much a lot of insurance, but I think it was there around turn 10, I think, in sector 3. But I think Bevan got a little bit loose there. But he's back out on track and like 30 seconds ahead of Soule, so I think he's got the
18 now.
Oh, 18 now, yeah. He's got the insurance for it.
He really lost some time there.
Definitely. Sattler and Metch are battling it out. Sattler alongside Metch. This is the battle for 4th. Coming on to the pit straight.
Blanc close behind also.
Absolutely. Sasha Gerards passes Ziu around. Lots of close battles here. The 3-way fight for 4th. You've got Ziu and Gerards. You have Denison and Soule. But currently our hottest one is this 3-way fight for 4th. Looks like Blanc got a very good run out of there. Second best run is Sattler. All of this is compressing the field behind Metch, putting the pressure on. Ziu overtakes Gerards again. Prochaska in the mix as well. It's a 3-way battle for 7th and a 3-way battle for 4th. Prochaska a little bit of a bump on Gerards. Prochaska moves up into 8th. And now he's going to fight Ziu. Prochaska goes very wide. Sasha dives down to the inside. Sasha Gerards takes it back from Prochaska. We're 8th place, all behind Ziu. It's allowing Ziu to get a bit of a 1-second lead.
Oh, Blanc lost control.
No, Gerards lost control. That was
also.
Oh wow, both at the same time. But Gerard spun at the corkscrew. What was the issue with Blanc?
He lost control and spun.
Oh wow, okay.
Now Soule and Tennyson very near to Soule.
Absolutely. Coming around here, turn 5. This is where Soule spun last time around. Well, not the last time around. His last
those spinning surprises me. I mean, it's Laguna Seca, but these guys are better than that.
Again, I think it's just the pressure of the battle getting to these drivers. It's a very physical race. This has turned out to be, and I think that's just a part of it. Denison a little bit squirrely through the corkscrew. Soule is able to take the advantage.
Sattler had an issue.
Oh yeah. Sattler's slow. That was through turn 5. Our second issue through turn 5. It wasn't too terrible for him. I think Metch had a bit of a squirrely section. He was very slow through the corkscrew. But Sattler went from like 9 seconds to like 5 seconds behind Metch. I think Sattler also had a rough corkscrew because he is now down to 10 seconds, 11 seconds behind Metch. But yeah, if Sattler was able to maintain consistency through that corkscrew, he would have been able to, if not catch up to Metch, certainly have his distance to Metch and then work on it further. But unfortunately, he also had an issue and was not able to take advantage of Metch's.
So Bevan 16 seconds. He's lost a little bit of time to Soule. Even if Soule is under pressure from Tennyson.
Yeah, speaking of that pressure, in this sector, you're in Sector 2, Denison has gone from 0.8 seconds behind to 0.4 seconds behind, now 0.5 seconds behind Daniel Soule.
And in the meantime, Prochaska spun. I mean, what also can be, this is the second race. These are 40-minute races, and they've been driving for more than an hour and a half, and that's a lot of pressure.
Sasha Gerards is in the pits with 5 minutes left to go. I don't think that he... Oh, Sattler spins. Sattler spins hard on the corkscrew.
Yeah.
He went down. He's now in 7th position.
So as I was saying, I mean, one point of reference for all these errors is, of course, that they are tired. They're physically tired after an hour and a half of racing.
Absolutely, some of these drivers.
Tennyson getting a little bit of
Yeah, that's that turn 5 that affected Soule beforehand. Denison doesn't quite spin out, but he gets certainly very squirrely. Marcus Anendorp, one of the... He's not a driver this race, but he is a AC Friends member and I believe a moderator. But he said, and I find this quite entertaining. He says, "Does someone throw banana shells onto the track?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, we're seeing a lot of spins, a lot of mistakes there. But, yep. Denison, half a second away from Soule. 3 minutes 42 seconds left to go in this race. We're coming down to the last at least 2, maybe 3 laps left.
Tennyson not content with just being on the podium. He wants place 2. Coming up to the corkscrew. Ah, no.
Sattler and Ziyu are in battle for 6th. Ziyu's been maintaining his position. He dips a little bit under. Oh, Sattler into the back of Ziyu.
Hey.
Amazingly, they were able to continue driving straight, but certainly some contact there. Ziyu's car definitely did not need more contact. He's looking a bit like a crumpled beer can at the moment. Oh, Sattler outbrakes into the entrance to the Rahal Straight, and he's able to take 6th from Ziyu. Ziyu is still close behind, but Sattler gaining 1 position here in the last waning minutes of the race. Denison still behind Soule, getting very, very close, less than a car length. He's right on his bumper for the battle for 2nd. Coming into turn 3 here, both taking kind of conservative lines through there. Saule's able to get a little bit more speed. Denison out brakes here for turn 4. Saule's able to get a better line onto the straight. It's been holding him off, but Denison getting ever so close.
So I think we have this lap and then one more, and
yeah, it all depends on where
gonna be it.
Bevan is. Yeah. Looks like Bevan's going to get through 1 more lap after this one. So, yeah, these drivers have less than 2 laps around.
Yep.
But, yeah, this battle for 2nd here is really shaping up. Denison trying to get some points on the board. Soule trying to defend his newfound, 3rd place in the standings, trying to improve on that. Whew. This is an exciting one.
This is the... why doesn't it show it as the last lap?
Because Bevan has not completed his lap yet. However, there's less than the amount of a lap time to go.
Exactly.
And so this is the final lap.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure that Tennyson knows that. So, but of course, he's trying to find a way, but not forcing a way, because he knows that he can lose 3rd if he doesn't take care. So if he finds a way, he'll take it, but
he has 17 seconds to play with if he does have an issue or Metch catches up to him. And so, he wants to maintain 3rd position at the very least. But if he can get 2nd, he's going to try to get 2nd.
Oh, he bumps
the timer runs out. He bumps into the back of Soule. Coming around, final few corners.
Bevan is about to end the race as 1st. There he goes.
Indeed, final lap. This is the final corner for these drivers. Denison did not have the turn that he wanted through there. He's not going to be able to catch up to Soule. It's going to be Soule in 2nd. Bevan Wan, of course, and then Denison here in 3rd. Excellent driving all
Ooh.
around.
Match
Very, very fun.
gonna be coming in 4th.
Match in 4th. Blanc here in 5th. Blanc, who dominated the first race, not quite able to recapture that magic that he had.
Oh, and in the last turn, Zatla gets off and Zhu comes in 6th.
Sattler
7th.
losing a position on the very last corner.
Wow. Oh, goodness. Well, Bevan was able to keep, excuse me, the first position. Soule got 2nd, Tennyson 3rd. Prochaska, who had started 1st and was a long time 3rd, lost many positions and ended up 8th. Ah.
Gerard's the worst, unfortunately, of them all. He actually retired with 5 laps left to go. And let's see, this is, if you guys have if you're a driver and you placed 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, so Bevan, Soule, and Denison, the moderators of AC Friends would like to talk to you, and I think the German stream, and interview you in German. So we'll direct you guys over there to that shortly, but thank you guys for tagging along with us. This was excellent, and I've had a lot of fun. Serta?
Great racing once again on the Assetto Corsa Friends, which goes as was expected. These drivers are excellent, and this was again a good pair of races, as was on the first event on Donington Park. So lots of fun, lots of good stuff. And for today, we are saying goodbye. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see each other on the podium.
Bye!
Bye-bye.